In no particular order, in no particular starting place, let me start off with this one because this is the one that drove me crazy and I saw it today and I want to share it with you. Dear friend, as you know, everybody wants you to shut up, shut up, shut up, shut down, go away. They made a big mistake when they made social media available to most of you proles. And what they did, more importantly than anything else, is that now they're realizing, what do we do? So every time they get the chance to change the particular direction and the vector of it, they will do so. And they will tell you that you can't say things because it's either misinformation, disinformation, bad information. It's hate speech. It's mean. It's nasty. Let me say something and let me make sure. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I want to explain this. Okay. You can say anything you want about Princess Catherine, Kate Middleton. Troll away, conspire away, wax and wane with all of your conspiracy theories, whatever you want. Complain, cavil, cajole, wheedle, excoriate, impugn. It doesn't matter. It's your opinion. Let me say this again. You are entitled to your opinion. I don't think people understand this. I know they don't at the Daily Mail. I personally do not want anyone telling me that I can't opine about something. I will use my own sense of decorum. I'm not going to mock something. I have no beef one way or the other about Kate Middleton. What I'm fascinated by is how the royal families bought and sold and owned media sock puppets do more to inspire and encourage conspiracy theories than dispel. I've got to tell you this. Why? Why do people do this? Why? They want you to shut up and they actually think they have some authority. They actually think that these people are above and beyond if that you can't say things. Again, why you want to it's totally up to you. Now, I recognize the fact that we're Americans and we couldn't care less about the royal family in terms of any kind of governmental agency. I understand that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about this as an example. They're trying to use this to extrapolate into shutting you up because you're being rude, you're being obstreperous, you're being curt and discourteous regarding this hallowed figure, this fixture, Kate. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? And this is going to be, as I said, extrapolated to everything else. We're going to be talking about that. I've got so much to talk about tonight. You cannot believe, but this is the first one because the story is so beautiful and so juicy and so unbelievable that I can't believe they're even doing it. Now, my friends, before we begin, let me ask you, please, 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 I ask you, I beg, I beseech, I importune you to subscribe to Lionel Nation. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure, ensure this, guarantee this, because sometimes I found that you're unsubscribed. In addition, I want you to like this video. Liking is critical. Slam it, punch it, pound that like button. It's very important. And also make sure you hit that little button to be notified of live streams and new videos. And now, my dear friends, we talk about yet again this thing, this wonderful thing, this wonderful, wonderful information of salvation and survival from our good friends at preparewithlionel.com. Let's talk about a very serious subject, emergency food. That's right, emergency food. Now, I know at first blush it's difficult for most people to think about something that they just take for granted, ever reaching, emergency status. We're used to stores always being open, deliveries always made, no supply chain disasters, no ransomware catastrophes, shutting down gas stations, no trucking strikes, no war, no protests from farmers, no mysterious Chinese weather balloons, nothing catastrophic in terms of weather. Well, that can't happen to us, right? And I understand it's a defense mechanism that we have because the idea of ever not being able to eat or locate food is seemingly incomprehensible to most people. But think about this. It's not. That's why it's time for you to go to my site, preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com has the deal of deals for you. Take it as a starter set, an introduction set. You've been putting off emergency food for too long. Some people still have a thing about prepping as though prepping for emergency is foolish. Now, right now, you can save $200 on a 3-month emergency supply kit. This is unbelievable. 22 varieties with a 25-year shelf life, 25 years, 2,000 calories a day in 6 rugged buckets, 120 pounds of food. Could you go 3 months, 90 days if stores closed? Be honest. Could you go a week without any trips to the store? I don't think so. I'm not talking about having stuff in your cabinet. I'm not talking about banana chips and jerky. I'm talking about food, real food. So go right now to preparewithlionel.com. This moment right now, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Go now and thank me later. There's something that annoys me to levels of incomprehensible annoyance when somebody tells me I can't say something, I can't think something. When I'm told you can't think something, it makes me say, "Oh, I want to think it now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much." Whenever you tell me this, it drives me nuts. Now, here's the best part. I don't know if I give people too much credit. I don't know if I give people too much credit. That's the thing. I can't say this. I don't know if I think maybe I'm giving these stupid bastards too much credit. I don't know. Are they stupid? Let me explain something to you. If you really don't want somebody to point something out, as I've told you before, you don't tell people what it is you don't want them to point out. Okay? This is the part that just kills me. The Daily Mail, actually, they come out of the woodwork to tell you what not to believe. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. They want you, listen to this. They tell you, don't think this. Don't ask these questions. Don't. What do you mean? Just don't. Because when you do this somehow, they actually tell you. Now think about this. They tell you what you shouldn't believe in. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. This is the most watched person, a loved person in the world who did something which was so stupid. Just by virtue of the fact of how stupid it is, for her to actually come forward and to not say anything and have these inbred homozygotes turn around and say, I don't know. Kate, she had abdominal surgery. Yes, that's it. Abdominal, what kind of surgery? I don't know. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, you see, I don't. Oh, look, here she is. She's doing fine. Oh, look, her first visit outside of wherever it is. Yes, here she is in the back of the truck. She's in the back of the Range Rover. Look, see this part of her face right here? See how the bricks through the window don't match? Oh, don't be conspiratorial. That's who she is. Oh, wait! Here's a picture. Oh, how lovely. On Mother's Day. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? There she is. Look. Oh, wait a minute. Oopsie! Apparently, some of you eagle-eyed photoshoppers have noticed a couple of things which don't make any sense. Oh, woe is me. Well, oh, yo, wait. Yeah, oh, Kate did it. Yes. That rascal, that rapscallion, always the joker. Yes, you see, she did this. Yes, she, yes, yes. She did this. Yes, she did. Yes. Interestingly enough, I don't know why precisely, but I do. But it's fabulous. Yes, it's incredible. She did this. Oh, and we found out later. We found out later that she had done other photo shops before. This picture of all the Queen Mother Elizabeth and all of her grandchildren. She photoshopped that as well. Oh, Kate, you rascal, you! Isn't she something? How does she do this? How does she do this? I have no idea. It's fabulous, is it not? Kate, please, no more. Stop it. You wag, you. Oh, and wait a minute. Hold it. Here's a picture of her. She's introduced to video. And it appears as though it's in front of a painting or something. I don't think it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know, but there's no movement. The little buttercups or whatever these things are, they're not moving. It's painting. And it's odd. And the lighting is so weird. It's so, and then the Daily Mail says, don't you dare call it AI. Who says AI? They're calling it AI. Don't you understand it? Please, dear God. Now, this may be something which, for reasons that I don't know, may mean something to you, but it doesn't mean. Other than this, you are being told yet again to absolutely, positively went credible. Oh, look at this. Did you see this? Truth Social went public. Is that right, Gloria Day? Did I see this? Did I see this? Trump's media merger approved, allowing Truth Social to go public. Trump is about to get $3 billion richer after deal is approved to take his Truth Social. That's good news. Isn't it wonderful? Yes, investors have approved a deal on Friday. I guess this was updated. Yes, I missed this one. Apparently, investors have approved a deal to make Truth Social owner Trump a publicly traded company. Green light from shareholders clears a major hurdle for a long-delayed merger that will generate a multi-billion-dollar windfall for former President Donald Trump at a time when he's facing immense financial and legal pressure. Isn't that good news? According to a preliminary vote, total announced during the meeting, a majority of shareholders of Digital World Acquisition Corporation voted in favor of the deal to merge with Trump Media. The companies have indicated the merger would close as soon as early next week. Well, isn't that good? Isn't that great? That must be quite the relief. Don't you think so? Don't you think so? Don't you think? This is the thing, and this is what I absolutely, positively think is wonderful. Don't you think so? I believe so. Now, do you think this is going to make any difference? Do you think they're going to let him off the hook? Do you think that somehow he'll walk away from everything? I don't know. Do you think so? I don't know. Do you think so? I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. I truly, absolutely, positively, dear friend, hope so. Now, let me tell you another story, too. You got to hear this one. This is a story that came out which blew my mind. Listen to this one, okay? Get ready for this. Mrs. Dell is going to be talking about this. The Hawaii kidnapping bill What was that? The Hawaii kidnapping bill. What is that? The Hawaii kidnapping bill. Yes. Awaiting Senate action after passing. HB 2079, Hawaii, fine, how are you? Grants a de facto immunity and asylum in Hawaii for any kidnapper who claims to be helping a child receive so-called gender-affirming treatments. Did you hear what I just said? Did you see what I just said? Did you see what I said? Do you understand this? Do you see this? Do you? Do you see what I just said? Did you see what I just found? Did you? Let me read this again. Let me read this again, dear friends. According to the jurisdiction, in making a determination under this section, a court shall not consider as a factor weighing against the petitioner any taking of the child or retention of the child after a visit or other temporary relinquishment of physical custody from the person who has legal custody if there is evidence that the taking or retention of the child was for the purposes of obtaining gender affirming health care services for the child, and the law or policy of the other state limits the ability of a parent to obtain gender affirming health care services for the child. Where do you think this comes from? Where do you think this comes from? Where do you think this even comes from? This is going on now. It's not going away. And let me tell you what you're going to be hearing in addition. You're going to be hearing kids. And I mean this. You're going to be hearing kids who, for whatever reason, will come to a parent, theoretically, might be your kid, might be your grandchildren, and they're going to come to the parent and they're going to say as follows. They're going to do this. They're going to say something to the effect of, I need, I feel like a boy, I feel like a girl, I feel like something or other. And you, as a parent, are going to say, I don't believe this. I don't think this is right. I think maybe you're wrong, or I'm your parent. That may be fine, but the child then will go. This is important. The child then goes to, let's say, a school worker, a social worker, a nurse, somebody, and then says, I am trying to get this done. And lo and behold, my parents won't let me. I'm being abused. You will then get a knock at the door, and either CPS, Child Protective Services, or something similar will come along and take your child away from you pending an investigation for abuse, neglect, or abandonment. You will then go to court and say, excuse me, I am the mother. I am the father. This is my child. And I do not want my child to have any kind of, quote, gender affirming or puberty blocking surgery or the like because of reasons that I believe, and I don't have to tell you anything. Oh, no, 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 no. You are then taken away. The child is taken away. And ta-da! It's over. What happens then? I don't know. We are seeing the destruction of parental primacy, parental autonomy, and nothing is being talked about this. Do you understand what's happening? Do you understand what's happening here? Is anybody discussing this? No. Team Alaska says, I work with a friend who is going through the same here in Alaska. They have removed the child from the home. This is barbarism. This is barbarism. But for you to take a child, where did this come from? Where is this movement all of a sudden to ensure that children, that we have to get to them? We have to make sure that gender affirming or puberty blocking It's just amazing. Yes, Liz, Lionel merch is still a thing. And you can see it in the little information section there below. Thank you for this. This is incredible. What are you doing about it? What is Trump going to be doing about it? What is anybody doing about this? What are the Republicans doing about it? Nothing. They're talking more about Ronna McDaniel, who has been apparently disinvited to the MSDNC group because of some people or from the woke crowd who found her to be problematic. Now, I think she's a complete and total shill next to and including Lara Trump. What is going on here? It's barbaric. By the way, Travis, thank you. Hit that like button. I want you to understand. I understand that there are some things which I think this is important. I think there's rules of liberal, treatment, different permissive. But do you understand this? Do you understand what's happening? This is something which I find to be absolutely, positively the most. It's just incredible, and nobody's doing anything about it. You understand that? Nobody's doing anything about it. Period. It's completely and totally barbaric. But anyway, we have other things too. Now, in the meantime, we have this story. They're clamping down on social media. Believe me when I'm telling you this, and I'm saying it again, and I want you to grasp this idea. And I want you to understand, it doesn't matter whether you particularly like or care for the royal family. It doesn't matter. That's not it. They're going to be extrapolating this. They're going to call it Kate's Law, or they're going to call it Kate something or other. And they're going to try to use it for your ability not to say something. I'm telling you right now, and I want you to understand and grasp this like you've never grasped anything before. You absolutely, positively have the right to be as boorish and as whatever. And if it happens, provided you don't libel per se, it is not necessarily the province of the social media platform to take care of this. Let me ask you something. Do you believe right now, as we speak, there are kids in New York City answering challenges to subway surf? They're on top of subway cars surfing. One in particular was killed by virtue of this. Following this taunt, do you believe, or where is the liability, if any, for something like that? Where does this happen? How does this, if you have I'm just asking, if you have a program, if you have something, do you think that there should be any liability apportioned if somebody were to involve themselves in taking these challenges? Do you? This is the part. This is going to happen next. And you have people who are pushing this like you cannot believe, pushing it over and over and over again. They are pushing this. They are pushing this repeatedly. And they want you to say, because they want you to challenge this thing. Now, there's some other stories which I find, of course, I want you to be aware of. Here we go. It keeps me awake at night. Border Patrol chief warns the migrant crisis is a national security threat and reveals his biggest fear is the 140,000 known gotaways who entered the United States this year without a trace. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you right now to answer my question. Did you ever think it would go this far? Did you ever think it would go this far for your Republican Party or Democrats to allow this stampede of illegals to go this far? Did you ever think that? Did you ever think that? Not only are the Democrats liable, so are the Republicans. They've done nothing. John Kennedy, everybody's favorite, John Kennedy, senator, is spending more time making fun of stupid snowboarders who are talking about climate change so he can get his little moment of fame than doing something about our borders. What do these people do? I despise them. What do they do? What does this? It's a waste of time. Is Jim Jordan going to have another hearing? Tell me one thing. What has Jim Jordan accomplished? What is anybody? Tell me, just tell me, please. Let's spend some time. What is it? Tell me. What have the Republican Party do? What have they done? Right, Smiling Sue? They're worthless. You have no idea. Every time I talk to people, they hate me. And I don't blame them because I can't stand these people. We live in a society where more people spend more time talking about who's their favorite TV star. They'll argue about, do you think Candace Owens was treated fairly? Do you think Tucker did a what about his Putin interview? Do you think that maybe do you think Ben Shapiro? Who cares with these people? We have now, listen to what I'm saying. The people that I'm talking to, those individuals who are theoretically alert to what's going on, they're talking more about the individuals themselves who were the stars. You understand what I'm saying to you? We have no one. We have no one. What is the president doing right now? And I say President Trump, what is he doing to lure the undecideds? Let me say this again. We have 226 days until the election. That's tomorrow. 226 days. What is his worldview? What is he going to do? What are we talking about? I understand. Let me try this again. And it's hard to say how many people. You have the people who hate Trump. You have the people who love Trump. And you have these weird people who are in this like psychosexual fantasy about Trump. Oh my God, I'm going to go to Mar-a-Lago. Look, I'm going to see him. I'm going to be in a picture with him. Who gives a rat's ass about this? What is he? What is going on here? Is it, hey, Eric? Hey, I just saw Eric. Is that Don Jr.? Oh my God. Oh my God. What is going on here? Is he going to win? I don't know. What's his worldview? I don't know. Does he have lawyers ready to go? I don't know. Is he ready to go at the polls? Do you think Lara Trump, honest to God, knows what the hell she's doing? You better be afraid, really afraid, my friends. What is going on here? Think about this. This has been going on since 2021, really, if you think about it. Look at the damage that's being done. Nobody. They're just sitting there. And here's the best part. If they don't want to do this, nobody's even getting to be, there's no guerrilla warfare. There is a problem in the Democratic Party, and that's called Israel. Now, let me explain something to you right off the bat. I'm not here to argue one way or another. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, and I hope you don't get upset when I tell you this, okay? I'm an American citizen. I wish Israel the best. I don't have time for them, okay? I don't have time for them. I don't have time. We don't have enough money we don't have enough money. We don't have money for our borders. I'll get to Israel if we got time. Nothing personal. Same thing with Ukraine. We got time. Carbon if we've got time. Do you understand this? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now. Believe me when I tell you this. I don't care. But here's what I do care about. I would absolutely smother. I would have a clandestine, guerrilla warfare where I would remind and swarm, especially swing states, to tell the Democrats that their current administration, Joe Biden, is 100% in lockstep with Trump, who was never hidden about his affiliation to Israel, but that's Joe Biden. Does that mean anything to you? Let me say this again. Ilhan Omar, nowhere to be found. Republicans may say that's great, but Democrats don't. Rashida Tlaib, shut down and shut up. Look what she did in Michigan. The undecideds, the uncommitted. Jesus God. Did you see what happened with that one? Biggest news you could possibly imagine. It was incredible. It was incredible. Ayanna Pressley, I don't know what the hell she's doing. AOC, worthless. That should be the message. And again, this is no statement one way or another about Israel, Hamas, or this. I don't care. I'm talking about how do you pivot this? How do you use what's going on to fracture, to fractionalize, to destroy, to interrupt the Democratic Party? They're sitting back there, and there were huge factions of them, and they're saying they're sidelining Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Bernie Sanders. They cut his balls off. There is no, where are these progressives? They've been shut down by this war machine. Is anybody doing that? No. Stand by for a second, dear friends. I hope you're following this. I know you are. I know you are, because you're smart and you're able to do this, because this is the most incredible thing in the world. Now, what's also the most incredible thing in the world is our dear friend Mike Lindell with MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Well, it's time yet again to hail and salute our great friends at MyPillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. No purchase necessary. I know, a free gift. Gifts are free. Okay, it's a tautology, so sue me. But listen to me and listen carefully. What are we talking about here? Down comforters, flannel sheets, Giza Dream bed sheets, MyPillow 2.0 body pillows, waffle blankets, couch and recliner pillows, sheets, slippers, percales. I'm not even done yet. Towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, pet blankets, bolster pillows, name it. Items to help you luxuriate and relax. And their monster sellers, slippers, my slippers, slip-ons, moccasins. Think about it. What do they do at MyPillow? What's their main goal? To make things real soft, plush, real comfy, or comfy as I say it. How perfect. So here's the link right now. Go to mypillow.com/Lionel. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel or /Lionel, or call 800-645-4965. 800-645-4965. And watch how fast our good friend Mike Lindell answers the phone. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Simply and absolutely the best. Friends, let me also explain what is happening. There is a story that is really critical that I want you to understand this. And it may not seem like much. You might say, oh, it's interesting. Oh, no. This is a big deal. This is a very big deal. It deals with Planet Fitness. And they say, if you are uncomfortable, use a stall. Outrageous. Planet Fitness gives trans woman a personal escort to help her in a female locker room after the gym was blasted for letting her shave in front of women. Now, you may say to yourself, oh, wait a minute, hold it. What's going on here? This is something that is perfect because people can understand it. This is the most important thing because people can understand it. This makes the most sense. Women and men in locker rooms, and women are supposed to shut up. Now, let me tell you something. Please be very careful if you're in these positions where you're taking pictures in bathrooms and you're violating rules regarding privacy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Good, I'm glad. This is the most despicable nonsense in the world. This is insanity. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Look at this one. Lionel, I'm very much Republican, But stop the nonsense with the Princess of Wales. Please leave her alone. Stop the nonsense? What the hell does that mean? Excuse me. Excuse me. Stop the nonsense? I can say any goddamn thing I want about the princess or anybody. Stop the nonsense. They're lying to you. This is the problem. You're missing the point. I don't even care about the princess. The fact is, these idiots lied to you. They put out a phony picture twice, plus a phony picture with the. Do you understand this? This is a part. And then they're telling you, how dare you point these things out? Stop the nonsense. Who in the hell do you think you are, or anybody else for that matter? Think about that. When somebody lies to me about anything, how about this? Lay off this planet Hollywood. Lay off President Trump. Lay off Joe Biden. I have my sensibilities. Please don't talk about that. I'm a Republican too, but don't. Oh, for God's sake. This is the problem. We've gotten so dainty about our don't say that. I don't care who you are. If you're lying to me about anything, I don't care what it is. Do you see what's going on right now? Do you see what's going on? Imagine, what would you do? Maybe it's been done. If somebody put out a phony picture, or if they found out that Trump put out a phony picture that didn't occur with his family and whatever, when it never occurred, they would be going berserk. Does it make sense? It's up to them. It's up to them. It's up to them. This is the part that this is the thing which we don't do anything. We love to just say, just don't do anything. Don't say anything about borders. Don't say anything about Kate. Don't say anything about him. Don't say anything about Biden. Don't just talk about uh, Tucker. Yeah, that's it. Or Candace Owens. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's just talk about it. Let's really don't get down to the nitty gritty of stuff. Unbelievable. This is the most perfect observation, and that so encapsulates what people say. Please don't, please. Do you remember in 2016? In 2016, this is a part which absolutely is the most important thing in the world. In 2016, I sat and I told you, Donald Trump is going to lose. Do you remember this? No, not 2016. Excuse me, 2020. Pardon me. 2016. I didn't even think he was going to win. 2020. And up to that, I told you, he's going to lose. You remember that? Remember this one? He's going to lose. I couldn't believe the horror that I heard from people. How dare you? Do you remember this? Remember this? How dare you? I said, but he's not attacking this. This is you're a downer. I'll never forget this. You're a downer. I said, he's going to lose. You don't understand what he's doing. He's not. And I'm seeing this again. And I heard somebody the other day say, he's doing so great at rallies among Republicans. Do you, let me just explain something to you. If Donald Trump came out and said, forget the border, because nobody cares about the border. For some reason, the border is open. If Donald Trump said, do you believe that your daughter should be forced to shower with naked men, or men who are naked, obviously, in showers? Men who call themselves women, but are men. Men who may be aroused, but call themselves women. Men who may be aroused and call themselves women, who basically might have pushed your daughter off of some sports team because this person decided to do. Now, do you believe that makes sense? If you do, Vote Democratic. End of discussion. Does he do that? Does he do that? Think about something so simple. Forget the border. Forget the border. Some people don't see borders. Some people say, listen, I live in Ohio. We don't have any border. I mean, I guess we have border. Maybe that's not a good one. Maybe it's not the borders. Maybe that's not it. This is the most simple. Do you think that this makes sense? Should women be forced to shower with men? And when a woman stands up and says, wait a minute, then she's removed. But do you, if you think this makes sense, vote Democratic. Now you could say, that's rather simplistic. Yeah, it's simplistic, but that's exactly what needs to be said. Because that's exactly what's going on. That makes sense. What is Trump saying? I don't know. Something about, we're talking about his lawsuits or his property, or I don't know. I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not really even sure. I'm not even sure. What is it? Where is the passion? Where is tell me, where is it? Where is this excitement that is being aroused in the voters? Where is it? I don't know. We're looking at the election immediately where nothing's happening. Did you see Kamala Harris was in Puerto Rico or something, and she's dancing, and they said, "No, I think you might want to check this out." Well, they're kind of talking about you. She's so stupid; she has no idea. She's just dancing away, and they're saying something, and she's just doing the groovy, cackling and laughing, and that sort of thing. I mean, it's unbelievable. Kids being kidnapped, kids being called basically underage sex workers. This is debauchery. This is the most horrible country with no morals, and nothing is being said. Nothing is being said. So let me just tell you something right now, my friends. We can talk about something. Isn't this great? It sure is. Hey, did you see this thing? That was great. Wasn't that a great? It was terrific. By the way, did you happen to catch Annie Jacobson with Lex Friedman about nuclear war? Oh my God. Did you see this? Annie Jacobson interviewed by Lex Friedman. The United States has 1,700 and change nuclear weapons. Russia 1,600, with about 2,000, 2,500 among the 9 nuclear states. Okay? And we've forgotten all about this. How long do you think it takes for a missile from either, let's say from, here we go, from Pyongyang to DC to the West Coast? How long? A nuclear missile. How long do you think it takes? 25 minutes, maybe 30. Can't call it back. A missile. And it all starts. And it is whoever makes the mistake, whatever the rogue is, and we're not talking about we're talking about any country, anybody who has access to this, anybody to turn loose a nuclear weapon, and in 72 hours the whole world has got it. It goes from hundreds of thousands to millions to billions because of nuclear winter and starvation. That's right. Who's talked about that? Anybody talk about, well, do we have safeguards for this? Do you think maybe we should sit down and talk about these things? Do you think maybe it's a good idea to talk about nuclear powers? Excuse me, can we talk about this? Does this worry you? Does this worry you? Do you have any concern whatsoever? Do you concern? I know people don't want to say so because it's not fun and it's not funny. But do you have any fear of this occurring? The idea of this, like, forget duck and cover. Anybody, does it enter your mind at all? I'll bet you it doesn't. I'll bet you it doesn't. I'll bet you there's not a part of you that says, I really don't worry about that. Because, look, mutual assured destruction because once it starts, then an asteroid scares Linda more than nuclear war. I hope you're kidding. But I can't tell anymore. I can't tell. I can't tell. How many people do not worry about this? I don't worry about it. Why? It's just not going to happen. It's not going to things. It's so there's too many safeguards involved. How many think so? How many? How many think so? It's out of our control. D Staff says, I like that. It's out of our control. I like that. What am I worried about? I'm not worried about it. I don't know. Asteroids are out there. That's true. So are black holes. Ask Don Lemon. I don't have any worry about this. This is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. This. I don't know. Look, mutual assured destruction. If they blow us up, we blow them up. So that means something's going to go wrong? Well, not really, but look, we've always had these worries, and I mean, there's smarter people around, and there's better safeguards, and it's just not going to happen. Really, absolutely, no nihilistic, no lunatic, nobody, because once it starts, you can't call it back. You can't call it. The only thing you can call back is bomber delivery. But once an ICBM is, that's it, it's done, finished, it's through, it's going to happen. And once it happens, please listen to it. It's very good. Once the missile takes off, and the satellite notices it and immediately responds, well, then all hell breaks loose. Does that come into anybody's way of thinking? Seriously. Do you think about this? I'm not saying there's anything you can do about it. I'm not saying you shouldn't go outside. I'm not saying that you should, go underground or something. I'm not saying that. But do you think about that? And if interesting, if you don't, I'm fascinated to know why. I want to know. I want to live in your brain. I want to live in your brain where you're saying, I don't worry about that. Really? Yeah. You don't even think about that? Yeah. It's one of those things where it's so, put it this way, it involves a lot of imagination and maybe a lot of fear, but a lot of knowledge. And people say, you know what? I'd rather not get involved in it. So what really bothers most Americans? Nothing. Not really. Nothing. They just kind of feel like, well, whatever. Does politics interest them? Not really. They just kind of like talking around stuff. And that's why most people don't vote. We have the worst turnout ever because people feel so detached. You feel like it's not really something I can control. They don't really, they talk about certain things. Okay, so this woman in Alaska sees some naked dude, okay, what am I supposed to do? And that's what most people feel. Or they'll talk about things that just don't. My favorite is I cannot get anybody to understand AI or AGI. Can't. I can't. People still think it's like programmed or something. Well, we just turned it off. No, that's not it. Well, I think that we have a. Thank you, Exhorter. No. I'm fascinated by this. What is it that really? Do you think things are going to get better? Do you think things are going to get worse? And what do you mean getting worse? What's going to get worse? How's crime going to do? What do you think is the reason behind this? Is interesting. Nobody. This is just if you walked into the MSDNC studios, none of you people really care about border, right? It doesn't even enter your realm of reference. That's what fascinates me. It doesn't mean anything to you. You don't get it. Well, I do, but it's that's just xenophobia. Really? Yeah. I want to know, what is it like to think what you. I'd like to have this, to be able to be in their brain, to set the timer for maybe couple hours so I can see what things look like. And then after an hour, it turns back and I revert back to what I'm thinking of. I want, because I'm trying to figure out what is it that they think. When they don't like Trump and they say, do you want Biden? Do you know what's going to happen? Do you know what the next 4 years is going to be? Do you have any idea of what they're going to do? What next? They're talking about kidnapping children. Hawaii is basically, when you pass, and by the way, it's not somebody, they didn't think of this on their own. This is from above. We have today what amounts to almost a nuclear implosion of not ignorance, but nescience, ennui, torpor, kind of a nonchalance. Like, well, whatever. What are you going to do? We've always, you know how it is. Yeah, I don't worry about that. I'm just going to move on. That's our problem. And the Republicans are the best of the best. They talk the best. Oh my God, they are the best. Waving flags, saluting, talking about Reagan, talking about Trump. Oh God, they're so cocksure. Proud to be an American. No plan whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing. Best hearings, Jim Jordan, Ted Cruz. Oh, John, nothing. Nothing. Got a lousy Speaker of the House. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nothing. So listen, if you ever want to get to the position where you say, you know what, I don't even bother with this, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, because you and I sometimes, I think to myself, what am I even worrying about? Because nothing's going to happen. There is no Republican Party. There's no pushback. Nothing. It's just people don't even. Maybe it's the medication. Maybe it's the psych meds. Nobody is scared anymore. There's no like, we have to do something about this. There was a time when people used to, duck and cover. They actually got underneath chairs. They really did. They freaked out. Today is like nothing. It's the weirdest thing. What do you think we do about it? I have no idea. What do you think we do about it? I have no idea. It's getting worse. But in the meantime, if you scan what's happening right now, somewhere, some place, there is somebody who really has an agenda that could change things, but it would involve a revolution, a political revolution, a bloodless revolution, but a political revolution that nobody is the slightest bit interested in. Because let me tell you something. Remember this. You are the most concerned to even talk about this, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody. And we're name calling. We're great at that. We make fun of people. We laugh. Have a meme kind of little thing. But let me tell you something. It's going to be so bad. And let me tell you something. If by virtue of remember, any of the aforementioned, anybody fires a nuclear missile, anybody, it's not going to say, well, who was that? Was that Russia? Was that China? Who was that? Was that who? Israel, is it? Did we see where it came from? They're not going to sit around and wait and analyze it. Let me say this again. Russia, America, U.S., 9 other countries. And by the way, those are strategic nuclear missiles, not tactical. If one is detonated, nobody's going to sit back and say, well, that technically doesn't count. No, it does. And then it all starts. And what happens is, when you tell people this, do you think maybe you might want to email maybe your congressman and say, hey, I haven't emailed you before, but this concerns me. No. Do you think maybe people would pick up the phone and call? No. Email? I don't do that. Have you ever emailed your No. You ever called them? No. Do you know who they are? Your representative? Sort of. I know the senator, but I don't, so you just don't care? Not really. But you watch Fox News. Oh yeah, Fox. Oh yeah, Fox, and I'll read Breitbart, and oh, I love my Charlie Kirk, whoever the hell. I don't know. That's where we are. That's where we are. And let me tell you something. If nuclear war doesn't get people, I don't know what does. Think about this. Let me say this again. If nuclear war doesn't get you, if nuclear war doesn't say, holy, what are you? Nothing does. I'm going to say it one more time. Nuclear war doesn't scare us. Nothing scares us. Not because we're tough, clueless. We just absolutely say, I don't know. Whatever. I'll let other people. Nothing I can do about it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's like I've asked people before. What about this privacy problems? Privacy problems that you've had with, you know, with the various, phones or whatever. Yeah, but there's always been privacy. What are you gonna do? I mean, look, nothing we can do about it. That's where we are. Well, what are you gonna do? I don't know. That's it. That's. I mean, vote for Trump. What are you gonna do? That should be his thing. Well, why not? Vote for him, right? I mean, why not? I mean, what are you gonna do? That's my new thing. What are you gonna do? Trump 2024. What are you gonna do? I don't know. We're talking to this ardent Trump supporter, uh, Dick Gazinia. Mr. Gazinia, what do you think? I don't know. I like him better than the other guy, that's for sure. But any particular program is no. Well, I like that thing he did with the that thing, but whatever. Hey, look, just I like him. I like him. I like his rallies. And any particular worries? Me? No. What about borders? Not really. We're kind of in mid-America right now. We don't have any borders. I mean, I don't really see them. I saw a Mexican guy one time, but they're nice. They come in. I don't know. What about women and kids and oh, those bird? Yeah, they're sexy. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Huh? What are you gonna do? I mean, that's terrible. My kids are grown, so I don't worry about that. But yeah, that's I'll tell you. How about Biden? Oh, Biden. Oh, Biden's bad. Biden's bad. Is he gonna run? I don't know. Well, you think he's gonna make it? I don't know. Is he gonna step down? I don't know. Who do you think gonna be at? Gavin Newsom? Oh, I don't like Gavin Newsom. I didn't ask you what you thought. What do you think they're gonna do? I don't know. They're gonna, well, I mean, is Biden fit to run? Probably not. Can he do a debate? He probably won't do any debates. Well, what do you think? What about Hunter? Oh yeah, Hunter. That's something, isn't it? Yeah. What about him? I don't know. I don't know. That's America. That's it. What about AI? Or I don't know what that is exactly. Is that like a robot? Sort of. Is that like a Roomba? Maybe like a robot? Is that yeah? Okay. How about fentanyl? Ooh, boy, that's something. Yeah, gotta make sure you gotta make sure about that fentanyl. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So nothing bothers you? Nope, not really. But I watch Fox News. I like him. Them. I watch him. I like that Greg and Jesse Waters. He's funny. And Greg Gut Bucket, he's funny. I watch him sometimes. And that guy Typhus, whatever his name is, that big guy. I don't even know. I like that. That's all I do. Do you vote? Well, technically, I missed a few, but I pretty much a Republican. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, absolutely. And you consider yourself, well, I'm as much a Republican as I am a Christian. Like I believe in it, but I don't really do anything. I just kind of sort of believe in it. Please pray. Pray for this country. If you pray, pray. We are so this is just, oh my God. I don't know what it is. If you can figure out how to fix this other than watching stuff on TV, well, I'll watch some. I like a podcast every now and then. If you can think of something, let me know. Because right now, as of today, not looking good, my friends. But listen, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, dear friends, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great and a glorious night. Wonderful night. I'm going to be reading more horrible news about this Hawaiian bill. Dear God. And how I don't know what anybody has to do to really get people's attention. In any event, listen, thank you so much. Have a great and glorious night. Don't worry, don't forget. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And by the way, that Kate business, you say anything you want about Kate. Anything. This is a free country. I mean, it's nice to be cordial. I tend to be cordial. But if you don't believe a story, say it. Last time I checked, that's your right. And don't forget this, my friend. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dead.